Hey, welcome to Mystical Kristel. Today, I do not have a guest speaker. Well, I do. It's myself. Myself and I are your guest speakers for today. I figured we've had great teachers, great energy practitioners in their own ways. I'm super grateful for each one of them. Connie Keene, who's been one of my instructor since 2020. Matthew Bueno, who's been one of my mediumship instructor. Feng Shui, so Annette, who's definitely helped me in reorganizing my home to have an optimum type of flow of energy. This was back in 2019. And then Mavi, who was a recent meet through a priestess course end of last year, but there was level of synchronicity that prompted me to say, yes, let's go ahead and connect. And then Latoya, who has August 8/8 portal in Greece, she's going to have her retreat. So I figured today we'll have how did Kristel come into contact or awareness of energy in the way that I experience energy, because we all connected to energy, right? Everything is energy. And be excited as I have some more speakers coming in the next few weeks, actually, with some sound vibrations. So I'm super excited for the next people coming through. But as I was mentioning the previous guest, you've seen that some of them are more recent connections, others are from 2020. But really, my connection personally with energy, field of energy, really getting to feel it and experience it, or at least having an awareness and knowing what I'm experiencing, that was I would think 2012, about that time. So it's been a moment since I have been in the field of energy, and it started with yoga, Dahn Yoga, a practice in Atlanta and also in other states. This is like a franchise that they have, and it's 2 studio where you go and do yoga and dantian tapping. I'll show you in a moment where that is on the body, and awakening that energy flow, that chi, right? Chi is energy flow into the body. But when I first went there, I was like, okay, we're just going to do yoga and poses or whatever the heck I was doing at that time. But after a few months, I made my declaration that I am an energy practitioner. I'm an energy healer. Then I started learning about Reiki. But my first encounter to energy and awareness was Dahn Yoga. And I did not practice to see how this will be centered to the camera. So let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I do need my glasses. So give me 1 second. So in the body, so we have the belly button right here, right under. We're basically going to tap, and this is what Dahn Yoga would do. So everything is energy. Let's practice over here. Back to the camera. Okay. So you're going to tap right below your belly button. And the way they say to have the feet, this is like all remembering from when I first did it. I don't really do this now, but it's come back to mind as something to bring up for you. So you want to place your feet parallel, and your knees are gentle because you want to flow with the field. Tapping on your belly button right under 2 inches below, and tap. And you really want to focus on the breath. Now, there are practices where they say, go ahead and breathe through your nose and out through the mouth. Some is just through the nose. So for now, just allow yourself to breathe and don't focus too much on that. Eventually, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can see my body is moving, swaying left to right. This does is the center of energy, the dantian, if I recall correctly. Again, I'm not an instructor, I'm just reminding you where it all started for me. So this is how we will start, and we'll be in a circle for the union, for the unity, and just tapping and tapping and tapping for a few minutes, warming up, right? So you want this second chakra to be warm, okay, to let the energy come, because they are basically saying that the energy comes from the kidney up to the back, and water goes down and help the fire down. But then we also igniting that chi energy in the belly button, which is the space of creation, right? Connected to our mother with the umbilical cord. So just keep on tapping. Now, at some points with music, also, you can basically turn your head left and right to let go of thoughts and just be in the flow of energy. So, this is how I first understood, wait, there's energy, there's chi. And then this is the flow getting the body. Be able to put your hands together in front of each other, just like that. And imagining, first you imagine, if you like, a ball of energy in your hand. You can stay very close and just use your hands left and right. I mean, just move them away and start feeling. Just focus on the energy between your hands and feeling the magnet. And the more you feel the strength of it, sometimes it feels like tingling, sometimes it feels like warmth. You can basically expand and test it, how far you can feel that field of energy. I had my niece and I practiced this with her, and she was like, but I want to see it. I'm like, well, I want you to feel it, right? And then you can start seeing into your mind's eye that ball of energy. We start by first feeling. And very often to also start, so we did the dantian, which is to tap. It's like right here, and you're tapping. You can also rub your hands and start feeling the energy, because you activated the magnetic field in your hands. This is where Connie talks about in one of previous recordings, connecting heaven and earth and bringing back to the center. There are so many ways and practices to feel energy. But just wanted to share with you how it all started for me, the field of energy, feeling it between my hands. Now, eventually, my awareness brought it to where I basically felt in the back of my head energy moving. I was like, what is this? It feels like an AC. So I can just out of nowhere just feel energy coming into my body. So some people are more sensitive to energy. When you walk into a room, you may have like, ooh, there's something that happened. Right? That's your sensitivity. So I want you to start having that awareness. How is my body responding to a certain environment? How am I feeling in a certain environment? We've unfortunately in the masculine world been more of like, let go of your feelings. No, this is our power to feel and be aware and connected to that feeling. Doesn't mean feel trapped by it, but bring the awareness and be the observer of that energy field. Now, throughout the years with Reiki level 1 and 2, practicing, I've basically done the symbols. As of today, I'm not so much of a symbol person. I'm more of like, let me see and feel. Is the energy really like asking me to bring more energy or release, take it out, right? So you can take your hands as a movement of letting go. Now, let's say you feel like something is in your throat chakra. So you can basically place your hand in front and start feeling. And you may be like, I'm not feeling anything. Well, just use your intuition. I put my hand in there, but intuition is really like a knowing for me. So start testing in my mind's eye. There's a little bit of conflict in the words that I'm using, because right here in your thinking, it's like, what am I feeling? But feeling is inside the body. This is the mind. Just really want you to start connecting so you can start feeling distinctions. So for me, I can place my hands and either directly, some people feel like Reiki is about direct hands. Some people it's actually the distance. So you can see and feel, not see, but more feel the energy is pulling out or pulling in. When I feel personally pulling in, it's like this particular area needs more of me feeding, being the conduit to the flow of energy from source into that area. When I feel like it's pushing away, it's like, let me remove. And I imagine I have a bucket that recycles all things, and it's not like I'm just placing it anywhere. In the bucket of recycling light that transmutes everything to light. I personally, if it feels like this is not my energy, it's sent from someone, from their thoughts, their words. Some people say they send it back. I don't send anything back. I transmute it to the light. If it is for them to receive back, I believe Source will do what needs to be done. For me, it's lets me remove and recycle into the light, bringing it to transmutation to the light, transmute into the light, into love. How can I take that energy where people are angry, frustrated, speaking ill words, and make it harmonious? Transmute it into words that are loving, words that are empowering, words that are kind. Now it's like, but how is the other person going to be learning? That's not up to me. As I change my field, I respond or react less to what others do, and they have a different way of interacting with me. That is my aim. Because we all know we can't really change people even though we try. It's like, oh my gosh, I wish this person would change this. I wish we can wish that, but we're wasting time and energy. So in connecting, you can do the palms and feel the magnetic field. At first, it may not feel like too much. You can put some music like theta music, 528 AZ, 432 AZ, like music that gets you connected to the earth, to the field of love, and really make yourself feel better. And as I do that, personally, I'm getting tingling in the back of my head right here. It's like that connection. You don't have to read much into it. Just connect with your field. Um, I just get the image basically also. Sometimes we love a hug from someone. I invite you right now, hug yourself, right? Get that energy of self and invite God to hold you. Source, archangels, Mother Mary, Divine Mother, the nurturing one. And stay in that position for a moment. Feel the feelings. Feel your face. Excuse me. Feel your face relaxing. Feel your throat releasing. Feel your body hearing the instruction to come into harmony. The intention of being loved, of being loved, but not loved necessarily specifically from a person of your choosing, but a quality, a character, unconditional love. Love that is greatest for all. Remember, with our words we create. What are you creating? With our thoughts also we create, and then we sometimes express them out loud, and sometimes they just express in our mind. It is still the same power, and it's still the same energy. So you want to create from the place of oneness, love, God, source. The words that resonate most for you in that realm of the spirituality, into the energy of oneness. Personally, also, people place their hands often up on their legs to receive energy. I may put one that's down on my leg, so one palm touching my leg, and the other one up to receive. If I do that, I will place the left one up, facing this way, to receive, because left is the feminine energy, the energy of receiving. Placing your leg, and then the right one placing on down. I personally do it this way because I have energy as well, right? We all have energies. I feel I center myself more when I give myself the conduit through source. So I'm receiving and I'm giving to myself. But it's really that flow. You can also do that with friends and family or your loved one, your daughter, your son, your spouse. One of my heart desire is once I am with that husband soulmate is to be in that field of exchanging. And that exchange is not just from us, but co-creating with source. So one hand up, one down, and then we're doing that exchange and bring harmony into the exchange. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and place it like this on my legs. And why my legs? Because it helps me center. Some of you may actually do it on the heart. You may do it on the heart. That's the one hand is the receiving and the other one is the giving this way. Sometimes we do prayer hands, but there are others who actually do it more of this way. I think if you look at the Buddha actually has one hand placed differently. It's not as a prayer hand. People have also the, different points. I am not versed with those, so I'm not going to go into those. But you can practice and see what do you feel when you are doing those different points because they are um, meridian points specifically touching the mind, touching the stomach, touching the heart. I'm just going to say as far as the heart is concerned, it's the pinky when it comes to the meridian because we do this way. The long, if you're feeling grief, it's this one. So you're really rubbing the long. But if you're feeling grief and it's intense, you want to release. I'm just going to do this one because I know there's a lot of grief. Family members passing, the grief of the chaos everywhere, the grief of a loss of a job, anything that could be grief that comes and we just suppress it and say, I'm stronger than this. Let me get through this. So the long is going to be right here, right? Going to rub. But we're going to first release. So that means we're going to start the reverse point. Top of the thumb, and you're going to use your magnetic field to bring it to the top. You do it one time and letting go. And then because we are clearing, whenever we're clearing, we got to pull back. We're going to put 3 times. So we're going to go from the top of the chest, the long. Okay. I don't necessarily just do like the tip of my, I just take my whole thumb and just release. Okay. Now we don't do that for the heart. We only strengthen the heart. Okay. We're going to do the other side. It's the top of the hand. You can look for meridian of the lung on Google and then you will see the flow. Sometimes I do yawn as a way of release. And now we're going to strengthening our lung. Lung is an emotion of grief. Okay. So that's one exercise to help the energy in our body that's also tied to emotions. Louise Hayes has a great book, which I basically just Google. If somebody's saying they're feeling pain somewhere or eyes or something is not in alignment or it's not at its optimum health, I ask myself, hey, what would Louise Hayes associate this particular illness to as far as an emotion? Because that helps in releasing that particular emotion that may be trapped in the body. So again, we're just going to focus on the lungs. So the lungs is grief. Some people, and I did this practice one time, this lady had lost her mom, and I was releasing the grief because my hands were pulling away. It's like she needs to release some of this. But her energy wasn't receptive to me letting go because in the end, she's like, why are you taking out my energy? She wasn't ready to let go. Now, letting go of that trapped emotion doesn't mean we're letting go of the love we have someone. It's actually an opportunity to heal beyond the grief and just be in the love. Because if we believe that the soul keeps on living, then we're not holding on tight to it's an emotion part. We're not going to deny it. We're going to feel it. We're going to allow it. And eventually it's going to dissolve. So I'm not saying like take it out too early, but knowing there is a way of addressing and facing that longing, that grief. Something to keep in mind, which I thought was pretty interesting when I was in Arizona and traveling through the desert of different Native American reserve, is the concept that when they say somebody passes away, they have 30 days, if I recall correctly, they have 30 days to mention the person's name. Then they have to let it go. The last day is the day that they do a life of celebration. And letting go because the soul needs to keep on its journey. So sometimes we are so attached. I have to. If I don't feel this, that means I forget the person or I don't love them. No, you are freeing the person, you're freeing that soul. So um invitation is when you're aware there's a lung issue, a coughing issue, this area, what emotion am I holding on to? What emotion that might be ready to be released? Because as we're releasing, we are giving opportunity to bring health to it. And I keep hearing right now, yes, but maybe I'm not ready to let go because I want to be in the grief. Yes, give yourself the grace and time of it. Give yourself also the awareness that there is a mission and a way for you to be on this earth to continue this journey. So there isn't a time frame because there are so many levels of grief. I don't know why I'm so onto the grief right now. Um, in as much preparation that I can do on this or anyone can have in the concept, in the spiritual world, in the physical world, in the emotional world, in the etherical world of our experience, it's a journey that we get to experience. So I could be sharing all this with you, and then when I get into my depth of grief for a very close family member, that my experience may bring me to like, you know what? I need more than just letting go from that long. It could be why I need community to help me because it's so deep. Very often that depth is rooted into something else. I personally love to go into what is the root cause, not a band-aid, the root cause. Because I believe we are on this plane to awaken, elevate, heal. I recently saw on YouTube where they take an object, a heavy object, and say it's passed down to the next generation. I know I'm a catalyst to stop those heavy rocks, those heavy emotions from being given to the next generation. Interestingly enough, I don't have a biological next generation because I did not give birth to a child. But my niece might be impacted, my nephew might be impacted, but also the generations before. So my one of my purposes, I know because I am living through that, is to not just stop, right? Can we remove something? We got to bring something in, not just to stop those generational patterns that are destructive, but it's also instill new ones. Ones that are simple as bringing harmony, bringing love, bringing peace, bringing joy, bringing the higher frequency of emotions because they bring a smile, they bring an awareness of the world in a way that maybe we did not experience before. Now, I will be honest and tell you, I do not wake up every day feeling all rosy. Sometimes I have to have a talk with myself, like, we're getting through this, Kristel. But it's having that awareness, having that desire. And I just went to a First Communion, Catholic First Communion on Sunday. And this lady said at the end to the young generation of First Communion, one thing to know, don't give up. It may be hard at times. Just don't give up. Keep on this journey because there is a purpose. It's to me what it feels like a journey of keep on moving forward. And it's not just in the heart desires of a home, like love a home in Fort Lauderdale by the beach. It's not all of those earthly desires, but really a desire to be in pure alignment for the greatest good of all there is for me. And sometimes that journey is a day by day. In the last few months, maybe years since I've done the journey to Sedona, I would say so then 2024, the experience of being in different places, releasing abandonment, releasing worth. And when I say releasing, it's like really facing the mirror of those emotions. That journey has been depth of who do I release? Which identity of self do I release so I can encounter the highest version of myself, which is a reflection of source. Calibrating as source. I am not saying I am source in that sense and creates controversies. It's not about that. But even Jesus talks about that. Acting as him, being as him, right? You can be a healer like I have. You can be a teacher. So this journey has been a journey of, currently for me, of transitions of feet in the world of corporate America to the feet being the other in Mexico. And it's like, how do I transcend into this new earth, this new world, the world where it's okay to be that mystical Kristel, a world where even from the islands, the taboo of energy is usually only for those who are gadezafé, or it's a Creole word, or voodoo and all. No, that is where they've instilled that it is dark energy, and that means it's just always dark. No, declaring of being of the light, being of love. The energy that I feel, the energy that I place into this conversation, the energy that I place into my exchange with family members, with clients and all. It's a choice, it's an intention. Where are you placing your intention? When I hear sometimes people say revenge and they want to hold on to, I'm like, did they actually hear themselves in that? Are they okay with that? And I get to realize that not everybody has the set of intention similar to those who are pure of light. And it is not from judgment, it's realization that not to assume everybody is like that. This is my own realization. And sending love and light where it feels appropriate for me to, so they can experience their own divinity. Gonna take a little sip because I know I'm in the flow right now. Or whatever is being shared. I actually don't like the whatever is being shared. Everything that I'm sharing coming from the centeredness, the groundedness. Today we didn't do grounding, but we did the chi from the belly button area, which I'm going to come back to. In the Dahn Yoga, by the way, there is a practice of tapping on the body. So remember when I said the lungs? Even if your lungs are experiencing illness, you feel like crying, but you're not able to cry, the release, you can tap. Open an arm maybe and tap. Yes, you can tap pretty hard. It's not going to break it. You can tap. And then at times you might feel like a cough. I'm not feeling one, but allow yourself. Sometimes, oh, I'm sorry. Heck no. Cough it out. Or even make yourself cough if you know there's trapped energy there, right? This one feels a little bit more tender, actually. And from that, you can actually go through the same meridian. So on my other screen here, where there's really just a screensaver, I am seeing three birds. They're not really birds. I don't know what they are, but they are. I'm just gonna take a picture and show you guys. And I just feel like there's something. I always see messages or symbols. It's hard to get tell, not really. There we go. That's a little bit better. So that's what I'm seeing on the other side. I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? And we saw there were three, and same height as the grass. And I do see the color blue and all, but I don't think that's really where the energy wants me to go deeper. It's really the phenomenon of three. And raised Catholic, um, le Père, le Fils, and le Saint-Esprit. So we know the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So creation is three. It takes a mother, father for a child to be born. So as you are maybe writing your gratitude, saying thank you, I'm teaching my niece to be more in the thank you. And even thank you ahead of something. Remember, Jesus taught that. Thank you, Father, for the bread. Thank you, Father. I am not a scholar when it comes to the Bible and what Jesus said or didn't say. It's just what I remember. So, three is creation. So, I invite you to take the practice of saying thank you ahead of things. Thank you for my health. But Kristel, I'm not feeling healthy. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my vitality. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to take this opportunity to say, if you've never done the journey of 20 days of gratitude, do it. It's Rhonda Byrne's book, The Magic. It amplifies and teaches places that we take for granted where we ought to actually be grateful for things. We should really be grateful for everything. In my journey coming back to Guadeloupe, I was feeling a lot of my own self complaining and comparing and judgments because it was different. I had left the island for over 30 years. Come from time to time for summer break, 2 weeks. It's not the same. 2 weeks a month versus months. And how to get back into the practice of gratitude. I even called the Unity prayer line to say, hey, pray for me and with me, for me to focus on the gratitude. And in doing so, things started to shift again, a different level of appreciation. So that is an invitation for the mind. I showed you the physical aspect of the body, the energy part of it, but then also bring all of this in alignment, mind, body, spirit. So we're going to go ahead and close this chat that was flowing from the stem of the chi from the area below the belly button, which is basically almost the second chakra. Place of creation, coming back in circle. 3, place of creation. The belly button. The woman's holds the umbilical cord with the child and creates. So we want that area to be strong. What are you creating in this world? Don't just be at the effect, be the cause. Be the cause with the intention, be the cause with the desire to bring peace, harmony, oneness, love, bliss, joy, abundance. Not always easy. It's not going to be the feeling all the time, all the day, all days. But it's that intention that the more we step into it, the more that co-creation feels in pure alignment. So with that, I want to say thank you, and thank you. I look forward to sharing more with you, my mystical world, my world of energy, with guest speakers or myself. Until then, set an intention on your way of being. Your way of being first before you can have and do. Because from your way of being, the rest flows. It aligns. Be in alignment with your highest version of self. Have a great one.